Hey, welcome to Open Campus Ed 099. This is College Success. This is Module 3. Today we will be looking at Organize, Make Your Schedule. So today we're going to look at several different tools that we can use. Many of these you can find in the handout section of this module. You may want to watch the module first and then decide for yourself which of the tools would be most helpful for you. So the first thing we're going to look at is planning your classes when we're making a schedule. Chances are you already have your academic schedule for the semester. If not, this will help you maybe reorganize or plan one in advance. You need to take consideration for traffic. How long will it take you to get to campus? For example, if you're trying to get here for an 8 o'clock class, you may have to leave about 45 minutes early, whereas if you were coming for a 9 o'clock class, it may only take you 30 to 25 minutes to arrive simply because of rush hour 8 o'clock traffic. However, the later in the day you start a class, the more difficult it is to find a parking space when you arrive. So you need to keep that into consideration. Perhaps you're using public transportation. They run on a very fixed schedule, so you need to make sure that your classes are in conjunction with that fixed transportation. While you may not be living in walking distance of a college, certainly once you park your vehicle or arrive with public transportation, you're going to have to walk to class. So you need to plan how long it's going to take you to get across campus. Some campuses are built with ease to get to classes in a very short time frame. Other campuses you may have to plan for a much greater walk. Another thing to consider is, do you want study breaks while you're at school? Anytime you're doing waiting while at school, or anywhere else for that matter, you need to consider that study time. So if you take a break between certain classes, use that as study time. Almost always advise students that if you're taking a math class, you don't want to go straight from math to another class. Perhaps going to the computer lab or a tutoring session following a math class will help reinforce what you've already learned. I would consider the same thing for some of the sciences that are heavy math based, such as chemistry or physics. You might not want to have a back-to-back schedule there. In college, you can consider the days of the week that you want to attend. It may be possible for you to get a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. Some schools that may be on a quarter system, you may have to attend all 4 days, Monday through Thursday, but Fridays would be free. You need to look at the time of the day. If you're a morning person, schedule morning classes. But if you know you're not going to be bright and chipper and on your best game for 8 o'clock, don't schedule that class. There are afternoon classes available right up and through and into the evening. So beware, there's lots of opportunities there. Above all, you want to be sure that you're going to schedule a class you can be on time for. Probably one of the worst offenses students make is not being on time for class. This is a critical issue, and there really is no excuse. Although random events can happen while you're commuting to and from campus, you need to be able to take some of those into consideration. I would say if you were late for a class more than twice, you need to consider whether or not you need to be in that class or switch to a different time. And then I want to call your attention to planning for future semesters. When you're looking at your schedule, and most colleges do this, they prepare a curriculum in advance with recommendations for when you could take classes, but they may not take into consideration your personal lifestyle. So for example, if my recommended curriculum suggested that I take chemistry and physics in the same semester, I can tell you I don't want to do that. So I might look ahead and maybe plan taking physics or chemistry during a summer semester so that the following semester I can take the one that I didn't take during the summer. Same may hold true for taking something like a math and accounting class. Perhaps taking an English class that you have to write a research paper, and taking public speaking in the same semester is not the best strategy, because a research paper requires a lot of library time and research, while writing 3 or 4 speeches for one semester is almost the equivalent of writing one research paper. So that would be a heavy writing schedule for one semester. So look at those things. You don't want to make college last forever, but you also want to plan in advance for what's coming your way. So I want to take a look at a few documents that can be helpful as we plan our schedule. So the first thing we're going to take a look at here is a degree plan, or a checklist of classes that students would have to take here at Bossier Parish Community College for an associate's degree in general studies. This is a checklist that's available on our website. There's one available for almost every degree that we offer, and it gives you a guideline. It shows you what Englishes you would have to take, math classes that you would have to take, speech, social and behavioral sciences, fine arts electives, history. So this can be a great guide in helping you plan what you have to take. So as we go forward, looking at creating a schedule, let's see, I have registered for college, and I'm all excited, and I have my very own schedule. So here is my academic schedule. My name is Anxious Student No More, because I am prepared for college. I'm taking a math class at 9 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, followed by a computer class. Now notice, I have a gap of an hour between my math class and my computer science class. As I indicated, that's a great time to go to the lab and refresh myself on what I just learned in my math class. That's like having a free study session between those classes. I'm taking an Introduction to Psychology class on the internet, and I'm taking English 102 on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30, because I know myself well enough to tell you I don't need to be in an 8 o'clock class. So I'll be alert and awake for English at 9:30. Now, once I have my schedule and I've been to all my classes, the first thing the teacher is going to give you in each class is a copy of your course syllabus. So I have my computer one, and my math, and my psychology, and my English. Now these are the most important document your faculty member is going to give you all semester. Well, maybe not. The tests might be pretty important, but this is going to tell you when those tests are approaching. So I want to take just a moment and look at my English syllabus, because I'm a little concerned about my English class. So in my English syllabus, as we look here, I see that my faculty member has outlined everything on a day-to-day basis. So I can see each day what is going to be required of me. So with all of my syllabus information in hand, what I need to do is prepare my semester calendar and plan for the activities that are required of me this semester. Now, here's a debate that keeps flaring up: paper versus electronic. Now, I do love my smartphone, and it does come with its own calendar, and what I love most about it is that it actually allows me to set alarms so that I am reminded, but this is the size of the calendar. I can't tell what's going on, so I have trouble using this electronic calendar. Now, just to hedge my bets, I do have a tablet. It's not any more helpful to me. I'm a little old-fashioned. I still do like to use the paper version. So pick which is going to work best for you. You don't necessarily need to have paper if you work well with the electronic version. But here's the key, you do have to be able to use it. If you're not using it, it's not helping you. The first thing we're going to do is take all of our course syllabi that we've received from all of our faculty members, and we're going to put together a semester-long calendar. So here is an example of one that I like to use when I was in school that helps me see for the entire semester what is due and when it's going to come up. So as we zoom in here just a little bit, we'll see that for English, on the second day of class, we're going to do an in-class essay. Then we're going to have a folder that's due in class, and we'll be reading some information in class. So I do this for the entire semester, for every class. I can see that in math, we're going to do section 12.3 and 4 on the first whole day of class. In my computer science class, I'm going to have to get a contract completed on that day. In the internet class, which was Introduction to Psychology, I will be reading chapters 1 and 2. So this allows me to see at a glance what is going on in each class. The beauty of this type of calendar for me is when you look down here in that dreaded third or fourth week of school, look what starts popping up. Tests. So in the space of just a week there, I'm going to have a test in English, a test in math, a test in my computer class, and a test in my psychology class. So I am going to have to ramp up for 4 tests within 2 days of each other. So that helps me know in advance that I can't put off studying for any of these, that I've got to be moving forward. So this is a great way for me to keep track. Now, doing an overall schedule like that is excellent. It lets you see at a glance what is going on, but I personally have to take it to the next level. I do like to use that form. I can check off when I've completed something. Nothing makes me happier than seeing a lot of red X's on that calendar when I've already completed a task. It also allows you to work ahead if possible. For example, I think in my computer science class, we have to do some things in computer programs that I'm familiar with. I could maybe work ahead, get them out of the way, and then have more time available to prepare for that vicious 2-day period when I have 4 tests coming up. Wow, teachers are really kind of harsh. But the next step is we have to take that semester-long calendar down to a weekly calendar. So let's take a look at a weekly calendar that we can use, different strategies. And I've got a variety here for us to look at. You need to really, again, find what works best for you. So this is a simple computer printout. I've got an example of this in the handout section. You're more than welcome to use it. But we see Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I used as an example that crazy week when I'm going to have all those tests. In my 9 o'clock math class, I'm going to have section 12.2 on the Monday. And then on the Wednesday, I've got a test. And I was so frightened I didn't even put down what we're doing on Friday. But notice, right after the math class, I have scheduled myself to go visit the lab and spend some time in the lab because I do know I have that test coming up right there. From 11 to 12 is my computer science class. Look, on this day we're going to be reviewing for the test, so I can see I have that coming. Because I'm a fairly typical college student, I do have work 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but notice that I have study time scheduled for all of those. One thing that college students often forget, schedule yourself some fun time. I'm going to do a little video binging Wednesday night after I finish that math test and prepare for my upcoming test, just to give myself the opportunity to relax. Here's another way of looking at the calendar. Again, you choose what's best for you. I've got my math on the Monday. On Tuesday is when I have my English, and oh, we've got a reading assignment there and a test review. Wednesday, we have our math test. I've got some study, but I have included my video binge in there as a little reward for working so hard, but not taking away from the time I'm going to study for that English test, my computer science test, and then that psychology test that's coming up right after that. Once you've created a weekly schedule, you're going to want to then break it down into smaller parts, perhaps on a daily schedule, so that you can from there do that to-do list that we talked about. Let me show you one more example using a book planner, which may or may not be helpful, but certainly for us old school people, what I would use is just a simple planner, have all the information in there. You will notice that I have highlighted test in pink or tests in yellow. That is to make those stand out and remind myself that I have those events coming. So once we have gone from course syllabi to a semester-long schedule to a weekly schedule, we need to break it down into smaller parts. For example, reading assignments are due in my English class. Well, reading assignments don't happen in class, they happen out of class. So I have to include those in a daily to-do list. Now, when you're planning your weekly schedule or a daily schedule, you're going to need to remember all of the classes. So here we go with a weekly schedule or a daily schedule. We've got our math class, then I've got that lab time scheduled, and it's important to remember to schedule the actual time for lab because it's often easy to skip it when you didn't schedule it. I've got my lecture in my computer science class, then I have put some time aside for studying math, my project for computer information systems, finishing my English reading, looking at my psychology notes, which are online. Remember, that's an internet class, and it's easy to forget scheduling that one because I don't physically go to class. I do that in the comfort of my own home. Don't forget to schedule a meal time when you need to take a break, and I would say truly schedule a meal time and step away from that. Then I'm going to review my English and math and then my psychology, and that will take me to the end of my day. Clearly, that is one of my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday days because on Tuesday and Thursday, remember, I have a part-time job and I schedule that in my thing. So from that weekly plan, I would then create a daily to-do list to follow up on how to get things done on a daily basis. Remember, we looked in Module 2 at a to-do list, and there are some examples available for you. Now, there is an important item here I do want to draw your attention to. We have it there. Remember, for each 1 hour of class, you need 1 hour of studying. Now, that's a 1-to-1 ratio. Most college classes are 3 credit hours long. That means through the course of a week, you will attend that class for 3 hours. Let's do that math. If you're in class for 3 hours, you need to plan on studying at least 3 hours outside of class. And as test days approach, you need to increase that time. That means my video binge on Wednesday needs to be shortened because I have 4 tests that week. But again, always schedule your time. This may seem like a lot of work, a lot of busy work around not even getting something done, but planning to get something done. But it does pay off in the end. When you've planned out your semester this way, including those fun times, you'll actually be far more successful on the other end. Remember, get yourself a planner, take advantage of the handouts in the handout section, or even look for some of your own. There's all manner available on the web. Good luck. Let's get organized so that we can be successful in college.